Now this place is kind of tough to get on video in the appropriate way, but what this is, when you move around in a circle here, is kind of a giant marketplace that they used to use. You can see as it kind of tapers off in the circle over there, comes back around. This entire thing was one giant long stone building. And you can see each section of it's broken into 3 levels of rooms. They used to use it as kind of a centralized storage facility, marketplace, kind of offices for some of the shamans and people that had influence and things like that. And you can see the stonework itself is fairly primitive, but this is back in the ancestral Pueblo days, the Anasazi era. So considering what they had to work with, stuff's still standing thousands of years later, just based on adobe and mortar board kind of construction with, they call this stuff volcanic tuff. That's T-U-F-F, not duff. And you can see that it's fairly extensive. I'd estimate the whole thing is about 350 feet across. You can see it fading off into there, and if you can imagine the kind of population it must have had here. And a smaller underground kiva sunk in the middle of it. And this middle area here inside the walls is what they would use for kind of a common area. They would have festivals and competitions and things like that out here in the middle of it. You can see the whole thing's kind of a general canyon setup. The whole stream over there, I'd say it's about half the size of Shell Creek and supported over 1,000 people. And you can see a far setting. You can see why they chose this place, this volcanic tuff. Probably 80-90% of the buildings were already in here. And if you can see up there, some of the actual structures that's sitting out in the middle of the frame right now that they built, but you can tell that the volcanic tuff, a lot of these caves are already here. And I'm pretty much ready to be occupied. I'm going to go up there in a little bit and take a look around. You can see how porous that tuff is and how it made actual caves that were already an inhabitable size. And they constructed this underneath it for kind of a business district, so think of it as kind of a residential area and a business area. People, of course, that live down here, but the primary dwellings are up there on the caves. And this is, like I said, more of a business district, celebrations, that kind of thing. And you can see the canyon that we're in here. It's called Frijoles Canyon, of course, Bean Canyon. See, it actually has trees, and you can see some Dougies and some Pipos and things of that nature. Just that small little stream made all the difference as far as this place went. So I will get a closer look at and this over here, that entire cliff that you see running along this direction is covered in dwellings also. They call that the Longhouse dwellings. So I'll be taking a look closer, but you can just see the sheer size and magnitude of this place. It was one of the major areas that they inhabited back here along with the Anasazi. So, and this is the smaller kiva. The main religious kiva I was just at over there. So